Hi everybody, it's me Jennifer and welcome to It's My Playhouse. Excuse me. I have 3 cards I want to share with you before I get them mailed out. Definitely got a brown theme going on right now, but I absolutely love this card. I put a lot of work into it. You can see it's popped up here, popped up here. I used this brown paper, actually in 2 cards, because I needed something to support this. This white cardstock wasn't really that thick, but I stamped out all of these coffee cups and the coffee beans and then put, why do I always forget that? Embossing powder over it. So I love that. And then I cut out this frame and used the glitter embossing powder, stamped out all the beans, and then it says thanks a latte with the coffee cup, and of course I had to add some bling somewhere, so I just did that. This is actually for my cousin who is a huge coffee drinker. So, but my finishing little embellishment touch I'm so proud of that I came up with this thought. I used real coffee beans instead of a flower. Added a little bit of that twine or whatever you want to call it. But I thought that came out super, super cute. And then it says, how have you been? How have you been? And I embossed again which, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't stick. So I'm mad about that. I made up this whole sheet of the coffee beans embossed and all that. And it was supposed to actually be behind here, but it wasn't big enough. So I just used it here. I will sign it and used a little bit more of that zigzag pattern. But I think it's super cute. I do love the coffee bean touch. And it does smell like coffee beans. So I am going to send that out to her. I haven't made the envelope yet. And then I have this one, which I made for Matt to give to his dad, because Matt is a huge coffee drinker, and I thought this fit him. Like, Matt can't function without 3 cups of coffee before he's had 3 cups of coffee. So, lots of work in this one too. But it says, I love you more than coffee, but please don't make me prove it. I thought that was funny. Now I'm seeing how crooked it is, but oh well. I actually found this piece of paper in a world travel paper kit I found, or had. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then this is that burlap. You can get it at Hobby Lobbies. They sell it by a sheet. I grabbed 2 of them because I'm pretty sure it was on clearance. I love this paper here. That's in their expensive, like $1.99 sheet, but I always get them when they're 50% off. But I think that went really pretty. And then it's all dimensional. I've had the Fun Foam for probably 6 months. Never used it. I don't know why. This stuff is amazing. Oops. Have to fix that. But I love it. And then it just says Happy Father's Day with the burlap again, that crinkle paper, and then the rest of that. Now, I am upset that I did not center this. I should have just went with my gut instinct instead of leaving room for him to sign it. But, yeah. I mean, other than that, I love how this card turned out. Should have glued the edges or something. Like, really glued the edges. But I think it's super cute. So we have 2 brown cards. And guess what? There's a third. I made this one for my son for Father's Day. I don't know, Matt might actually take this because they're not an I love you family. They don't hug, they don't kiss. Matt does not ever remember hearing any of that stuff as a child, which I think is a shame, but that's my thoughts. So I made this for my son. The paper in the background wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I went with it. And I think it turned out pretty good. Like, I really do. Again, all popped up. Like, even the words and the antlers are popped. Now, I did find out, or notice, that the Fun Foam, when you run it through the die cutting machine, flattens out and it hasn't, like, popped back up. Which I think is kind of crazy. But this, I don't know what you would call that. French Victorian wallpaper kind of pattern. I used some of this cream color behind the striped. Did multiple layers on the frame. I am not good at lining them up. I will probably never do this again. I have no idea. But then I put this matching tan in the background. This has the burlap on it, the antlers. I had the other color, this, but it didn't show up good enough, so I just figured, and that was a pain in the butt. Like, I cut out the antlers, ran it through with just the burlap, and it fell all apart. So then I had to glue the paper onto the antler, or the burlap, and it worked, kind of. I ran it through like probably 10 times, even shimmied it, and it still didn't cut it out completely, so a lot of fussy cutting. And then the with thanks, and I'm going to write him a letter. And yeah, so the inside, I had this leftover piece from when I cut this out. So I cut it in half, put it behind the tan color, or cream color, whatever you want to call it. After I heat embossed and stamped out the Happy Father's Day. And when I cut this darker piece out, there was an obvious line there, so that's why I added a piece of the burlap. These are both the edges of the paper, but I needed somewhere to sign, you know, and you get somewhere to write up there. So, yeah, I love how they turned out. Brown, coffee, Father's Day theme, right? So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope maybe possibly I gave you an inspiration. And that's it. And if any guys are watching, happy Father's Day. Bye.